Hello, hello. How's everybody doing out there? YDBT Daily coming at you. We're on for an hour on Thursdays, an hour and a half on Tuesdays, and an hour and a half on Sundays. Today, what we're going to talk about, it's been a long week. Not a bad week, just a long week. And apparently, a lot of customers or people in general, they go to a forum to try to figure out their issue when they are dealing with the utmost experts. Like every tuner, even if you're not tuned by Lund, that tuner that steals files and those tuners that steal files, at least they have a lot more, I don't want to say knowledge, but they've come across more situations than you ever have and that anyone on any forum has ever had. Because let's say, for instance, you're having an issue and you ask a whole bunch of guys on a forum and none of them have tuned cars, or if they have, they haven't tuned as much as Lund Racing, or if they own a shop, maybe they haven't come across the issue. It's like patients asking patients for medical advice. You can't go out there and go, well, my doctor diagnosed me with cancer. Do you guys really think this is cancer? And then let me get one of your MRIs. Hey, send me your MRI. I'll let you know what it is. It's exactly like that. I was talking to a customer today about that because he goes, hey, I went on a forum and I asked the questions and they told me this. Now, normally I would not blow up. I would kind of go, dude, what are you doing? What are you doing? But I explained to him and I gave him that example. Imagine you're a patient. You have given me your MRIs, your x-rays. I give you my diagnosis and you go, yeah, I don't think so. I'm going to ask a whole bunch of other patients what they think. So we'll talk about that for a little bit. And we're also going to talk about a couple of things. We could talk about the Derek Barron getting an egg thrown at him. Okay. I saw that video and I was like, whatever. And then CJ Pony Parts. Now, CJ Pony Parts, I think it made one of the biggest mistakes. Not a lot of people watch that channel. Let's be honest. They have 224,000 subscribers or something like that. And they go ahead and showcase an LS swapped Fox body. What the hell? Who thought that was a good idea? We'll talk about that. Take your questions, comments, and all that stuff. Still gathering info and evidence against certain people. It's coming. It's like Discovery on a case where we start finding out more and more things, and the more we find out, the better it is. So as always, we do it live.
Okay. We'll do it live.
Okay.
We'll do it live. Fuck it. Do it live. I'll write it and we'll do it live. Fucking thing sucks.
And as always, we want to say thank you very much to the sponsors that keep the disco ball rolling. To Auto Solution, Rami Zaidan. He's going to be in Orlando this weekend, so I might visit him and we'll do some 77 and eat each other's assholes. Rami Zaidan, to Auto Solution. Race Motive. They are the great providers of giveaway items for Talking Shit Tuesday. So Talking Shit Tuesday, we're going to give away, I might give away an Engage. We'll see. DNA Hat Performance, DNAHatPerformance.com. He'll fight you and he'll give you hats. Parts Farms out there with his Porsche running around America, enjoying his money. Good for him. Good for him. Kong Performance. We're going to go ahead and do some revising of some parts. It's going to be a good time. So I'll look forward to tuning on that. Ultimate Header, ultimateheader.com. PMAS, Nick James, I gave him the information for Mr. Anderson so he can get his 30% off of his whatever product. And Caliber Transmission, we finally tuned up his Mach 1 with an ESS. He said it's running phenomenal. We're going to put a 125mm pulley on it because I think it was making a little bit too much power on a 120. I think it was well into the 700s. And I said, let's back it down on pump gas. And when you get on E85, we can put a 110, a 120, whatever he wants. Say hi to the people and we'll start talking a little bit about what's going on out there with people going on forums. 2000 MCR, Anthony Clip Up the Horse, Paul Ponthieu. Turo Viate Racing, you're here? You're here? Waffle House opens at 9? Like, what is your shift? Don't push me around. Your eggs are gonna get done when they get done. Shut up. Bow, chicka, bow, baka, bow. Bryson Witt, Joe Swish, J.M. Aguilera, Mini by Badman, Ignacio Suarez. I'm sorry, Ramirez. Same shit. T. Sikorsky, SK Productions. Who tuned that Odin GT350 SK? I got some questions about that. True Viate again, Brian Harper, JD Swag, Slow 99, more Pews, more Booze, Terry Reese, Freedom Rider, I'm Hung So Low, Terry Reese again, Robo Style, Pito Chiquito. Did you get your shit yet, Pito Chiquito? I thought I sent that shit to you last week. Christian Manzano, 5-0 McFlurry, Slow Sean, Jacob, Naldo, Second Shift Racing, Monty Rogers, Joe Piscopo. Andrew Stotts, Ian Oz, Back Tacoma, Rodney B, Gregory Upvich, Abel, S550, Monty Rogers, Gregorio Walter, Monty Rogers, Christian Manzo again, the Black GT500. Hey, what's up, brother? Quan, Valley 10 speed. We got done in like 2 revisions with that car. Badass. That guy, Valley 10 speed, can take over the West Coast if he markets his shit properly, because it is there for the taking. If you want to go to Valley 10 speed and drop off your car, he'll charge you a fee and we'll tune it. He knows what to do. Drop it off, do the parts install, he'll tune it, he'll deliver you a car tuned Valley 10 speed. I don't know, Coyote. What's the name of the shop? It's like Coyote Industries. I don't know what this is called. Jose Sanchez, Nitrous and Biosupplies, TNS197, Fifth, and Caleb, and a bunch of other, oh my God, a bunch of other people. Wow. Zach again says all good. Tim Webb, Mango Brain, B Lightning, Victor Reyes, Joe Jackson, and all the usual subjects. So if you are dealing with a tuner, whether it's us or somebody else, chances are that he's come across a lot more things than you have. For example, us, right? Lund Racing, we have to have wiring diagrams for clutch applications for trans brakes. We try Coyote Performance. Hey, if you hit up Coyote Performance, Valley 10 speed, you'll put parts together, drop that shit off, stop going to these fly-by-night shops, and he'll get you tuned with a Lund Racing tune the way we like it. I see a big future for the dude. Good for him. Because he does it right. Communicates right. He knows the shit. Okay, so while you're doing R&D on Coyote stuff, let's say 6R80, you try a bunch of different things to see what works. You apply different clutches for the trans brake. You wire things in to see what works well. That's what we know. The 10R stager, the 6R stager, the 2 relay, the 3 relay trans brake, all that stuff has to be wired in by us so we could see what it does. Take the trans out, pull it apart. Jake does the R&D. Jake is a great person at wiring. And so we work with people like that, or we do it ourselves, so that when you ask us, hey, Alex, what do you think about this? We can provide you a PDF and say, wire it this way, bada bing, bada boom. So a couple of people have gone to the forums and start asking questions. Hey, Alex. So I had a customer, centrifugal supercharger, good guy. He did what he thought was right. He said, I'm going to go to the forums and ask questions, because he had the typical false knock issues every centrifugal supercharger on the planet has. So what is the way we diagnose knock or false knock? So if I see knock in a data log, the first thing I say is this: what octane are you using? And if they're like, oh, it's got old gas in it, I said, no problem, no sweat. Drive it around. The data log looks good. It's trimming fuel fine, but it's kicking back some timing at wide open throttle. Drive it around. Throw some fresh Shell or BP fuel in there, as high as octane as you can find. If you're only available, if you only have 91 available, then put 91, no problem. Relog. And I would say 85% of the time, the data log comes back clean as hell, because the car usually sat and they, ordered the supercharger kit. Then they had to get parts, and then they had to run around, get this hose and get this clamp. And then finally, by the time you install it, it's been a month or two, and that gas has been sitting there. It's been a bunch of temperature changes. And then all of a sudden you're like, let me go watt. And this thing hates life. Once you put fresh gas in it, it's happy. But even if you put fresh gas in it and it still knocks, I go, okay, maybe the gas in his area is no good. That happens. 93 in Massachusetts is not 93 in Texas, is not 93 in Florida, is not 93 in California. It is different. Sorry. I know you guys think that there's this one spigot of 93 in the center of the United States and it just magically all is the same. It's not the same. Okay, there's different distributors, different refineries, and different qualifications for the octane. 93 octane is not, it's like saying Yoo-hoo or Quick or Hershey's. Okay, it's all chocolate. It's a little different. So this guy goes, and I said, look, let's throw some octane booster in it. The moment he threw octane booster in it, Knock went away. So I said, okay, the gas in your area is no good. So we're either going to have to touch timing up or whatever. But when you went to the forums, what did the people say? Oh, where do your spark plugs gap that? Can anybody tell me what the fuck spark plug gap has to do with the knock sensors? Well, Alex, it'll cause a misfire. Then it will throw a misfire code. It will not throw a knock sensor code. But the gap, I don't care about the gap. It'll throw a misfire code. So typically, if I say you're gapped at 25 to 28 thousandths, 10 PSI, pump gas, NGK 6510s on any Coyote, 11 through 23, any Coyote, 11 to 23, NGK 6510s, 25 to 28,000, 10 PSI, Sasso. That's it. You don't need to do anything else. But what happens? These motherfuckers come up here dancing all up in the
what I feel like to say,
you know,
any artist out there want to be an artist and want to stay a star and don't want to have to worry about the executive producer trying to be all in the video,
dancing,
all on the record, dancing, come to Death Row.
So they go out there, what's the gap? And then they say the funniest thing. They go, send me the data log. So we have this bird's eye view of the bullshit. We have bird's eye view of all the shit. There are people out there that have an HP Tuners version of their file, and they're now saying they're tuners. Meanwhile, it was built by somebody else, so they tune similar combos and say, tuner. And they try to diagnose your issue. You cannot diagnose an issue unless you see the tune file. You can't go out there and say, oh, well, his injector data is no good. Actually, everything looks good. Well, it's leaning out at high RPM, so injector data is no good. Actually, looks like air load is the same, so it's a fuel delivery issue. So again, when you go to the forums, you're going to get guys that don't know. It's no different than you going to your doctor and saying, you know, I got this lump on my dick. Oh, yeah, it's herpes. We ran the tests. We ran the labs. It's herpaderp. Well, you know what? I think you're wrong. Let me go to Facebook and show my dick on Facebook and go, hey, is this herp? Let me suck on it for a little bit and I'll let you know, everyone says. So it is... The forums are dead. They're dead. Tuners every day. We have... Okay, and without being super specific, the amount of exports we have done, meaning a way of exporting a file for HP Tuner stuff, I saw the number today and I didn't believe it. And I don't know if that's lifetime or what, but something like 18,000 and over 2,500 customers on TDN. Just on TDN. Never mind RTD on the laptop. Never mind Lund Racing Engage. Never mind HPT Engage. So I was like, the sample size that we have for everything is massive. And by the way, guys, shops come to us to ask us what to do. Because the only shop that I knew that would actually diagnose the issue well, no offense to any other shop, was Power by the Hour. Jake is borderline genius with his shit. That's why he builds the best 6R80s on the planet, quickest, fastest R&D's parts. That's all he does. He is a wiring guru. The guy knows his shit. Not because he worked at Ford and is ASE certified, because he actually devised ways of inventing stuff for the Coyote market. So people like that are invaluable. And people like that, you know, collaborate with Lund. So typically a lot of shops that open a shop, all they do is replace parts and try to get customers in. So they team up with Lund or other tuners that they like and offer a package. PK Auto is a great example. PK Auto is doing something I think that's insanely smart. Hi, we're PK Auto. We have a stage 1 NA package, stage 2 NA package. This is what we got. We're validating the power output of our packages on our dyno, and we'll say, where do you want to be? Stage 1, 2, 3, NA boosted. This is the power output we got with our stage packages. So insanely smart, so that the customer goes, the stage 2 blower package looks good for me. 650 real horsepower, 10 PSI, boost, Lund tune. Packages are the way to do it. It's like a menu. You go, I want a number 4. right? You don't go, if you're a psychopath, you go to like McDonald's and Burger King and you go, let me get 2 junior bacon cheeseburgers, a Frosty, and a large chili. And after that chorro, you go, I should have just had a number 2. I should have just had a number 1 double large with a Coke Zero. So I think a lot of people out there that want to find answers, stick with your tuner. And even if it's not us, that's okay. Go to your tuner, ask him what he thinks. And if he then is not willing to answer your question and he just says, well, fix your shit, I don't know, then he's doing you a disservice. I try to at least break it down. When someone says, well, what do you think is causing the knock? Well, number 1, primary on the header might be hitting the AC line. Number 2, do you have any BMR parts? Yep, throw them all away in the fucking garbage. And put parts that are actually made by normal people. And maybe shit won't rattle around. Kidding. But what I'm saying is I go through what I think can cause false knock and try to help you out. So let's talk about CJ Pony parts. So what do Ford purists hate the most? Chevy shit. Right? Chevy shit. It is not that difficult to know what a Ford guy likes. People like me go, I am not sticking a Chevy engine in a Ford product. I bought the ZR1, bought an Escalade. Those are great vehicles on their own. I would never cross-pollinate like a Chevy product with in a Ford product. I think putting an LS in a Mustang is the dumbest shit I've ever heard, like in the history of dumb shit. So CJ Pony Parts, shout out to them, Bill and all the guys there. Cool. They featured an LS swapped purple 4i. And I thought to myself, well, if you did have an audience, that's the quickest way to get rid of the ones that are left. So let's show you real quick and again, I'm doing this to help because I'm not doing this just to dig on them and shit. Because if I didn't care, I would just go, man, fuck them. But whoever is in charge over there of the content, they need to check. CJ Pony Parts has 233,000 subscribers right here. And you shove an LS front and center. And maybe you're friends. Maybe you guys hang out. Maybe you guys touch tips. Maybe you guys go drinking together. I don't know. But 6 days ago, you posted a video. 1,100 views at 233,000 subscribers? Like, they're telling you they don't like this. They're telling you this, right? So I really want to make sure that you guys understand that if you live in the Ford arena, now I definitely was a Ford guy forever, but not the new stuff. I've owned Chevy trucks. I've owned an Impala SS. I've owned a Chevy Caprice, just pre-YouTube. You guys think I'm just like a diehard Ford guy. No, I've owned tons of Chevy trucks. 3/4 ton Silverados are awesome. I've owned an Impala SS. My dad had a Cadillac. So I like cars, but I just gravitated towards Ford. So a channel dedicated to Ford stuff, CJ Pony Parts. And then they reference or they bring in a LS swap purple Fox body. I get it. It's fast. It runs a number. Cool. It's got an LS. It doesn't belong anywhere Ford centric. But they want to do it. The audience has spoken. The audience has spoken. They said, well, 1,100 of us watched it. And if you look at the comments, people aren't happy about it. They're like, nah, cool car, fast car, awesome. Not a fan because this is CJ Pony Parts. Okay, so imagine American Muscle starts saying, hey, let's start showcasing LS swap notches here. Like or LS swap Fox bodies here. Let's LS swap an S197. See how cool that would be. Nobody would watch that. Only the LS guys would watch that. And the LS guys aren't that interested. Like you would think LS guys would be interested in that setup. No, they don't care. Like nobody cares. So I feel bad that they're doing that. And finally, Derek Barron had an egg thrown at him. So Derek Barron Productions, he doesn't fuck for free. Just giving you guys a heads up. He does not fuck for free. He bought a Mach 1. Good looking car. So he goes and he has his blue S197 with only rears. And it's a Vortex supercharged Lund Racing tune car. And he comes in and does a transition or whatever. And, you know, it looks good. It's a good video. I think he did a good job. But then someone throws an egg at him. Now he lives in a complex like I do. Now, I'm going to tell you how I operate. This is how I operate, okay? I turn on my cars. I don't think the oil is up to the top before I start slowly moving them out of the complex if I'm going to do any high revs. Vroom, back up and go. And just get out of there. And my garages are not located meaning no one looks down on me. The garages are by themselves, pretty far away. So his, unfortunately, are under where people live. So he pulls out his car, revs it a little bit, whatever, and someone throws an egg at him. And I'm just like, okay, that's crazy because it can ruin the paint. So he called the cops, did the right thing. Okay, fine. That's all good. That's all good and fine. The problem, and again, not okay. Not okay that she did that. Some chick did that. Not okay. 100% fucked up. She should pay for damages if there's any damages or any detailing work or paint correction has to be done. She should pay for it 100%. But why do you rev so much leaving like a standstill? Like when you're in your car, Derek, love you. Why do you go rum, 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 rum? Why do you do that? Like I've seen a lot of Mustang owners start revving their stock car and they drive it like Honda guys drive their cars. You know what I'm talking about? If you know anyone that has a Mustang and goes vroom, 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 they don't know how to drive. Ooh. You can leave off idle. Now, I am not saying he provoked her to do that. I am not saying anything like that. But can you please like not drive like that? Just make us proud. Just drive like a normal person. So yeah, that happened. I'm not saying he deserved any of that. No way. No one deserves to get their property fucked with like that. But if I see a Mustang guy revving around, I might give him a look or two. Like, do you guys remember the video where some guy with a Hyundai Veloster N or whatever, run, pow, 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 run, pow, 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 and I just gave him a look. And I go, some fucking ricer is here revving his shit. I didn't go up to him. I didn't egg his shit. I just made fun of him on video. He came up to me and goes, I'm sorry, I didn't mean that. I said, no, just don't rev your shit. Like, my car turns on and it revs once and I try to get the fuck out of there. I don't clear it out. I don't drive like a fucking squid. I drive like a normal ass person. Okay, we'll talk to the people here for a little bit. No giveaways today. We're going to do giveaways on Sunday for the shirts, Tuesdays for the rest of this stuff that's back here. Let's get to the super chats and then we'll talk to the people. Let me see. No super chats. Good. Somebody paid $5. I want to make sure I get them. Here's a house down payment, says grandpa's race car. I can't even talk. Let's go to the bottom. I see old guys here rev his 10R at a gas station, traffic lights in neutral. If you knew the amount of people that request the neutral rev limiter get raised. Now, what I try to do is I try to bring you into the light. And not everyone can come into the light. Some of you need to stay in the darkness. But when I say, why do you want to rev your automatic car in neutral or park over 4,400 RPMs? And I want them to type down, so I can rev it when someone asks me to. Oh my God, that's so stupid. Hey man, Alex, thanks a lot. I appreciate it. That sounds really stupid, doesn't it? Yeah. So you're telling me you want the ability to rev to 7,000 RPMs? If you see another car coming, you click it into neutral and you rev. What are you? 5? What do you run? Oh, I got a rev contest. Oh, so you want to blow up your car. Like some people blow my mind when they request an automatic 10R car, us raise the neutral rev limiter so that they can go ahead and do this. But Alex, the new Dark Horse has the rev and the key feature. Buy the Dark Horse. That's how you know that car was built for Instagram clout chasers. Alex, be happy to hear. You'll be happy to hear I had a fire. Why would I be happy to hear that? Jesus Christ, Admiral Peck. I'm I get it. I make fun of people, but you guys actually think I want bad things to happen to you? God, no. What's wrong with you? ECU failed due to vibration. Solid motor mounts are fun. Turned a wire into a light bulb. Okay, so my GT500 has solid motor mounts. My Fairmont had solid motor mounts. I never had anything catch on fire. So I don't blame the solid motor mounts. Blame the shitty work. Like open wires and shit's hot and shit's not grounded or whatever. I don't know what's happening. If you want to rev, get a higher stall. Wait till that old guy gets the key to the fob rev feature. Fob rev feature. Hello, new member. Appreciate all your content. Thank you, Ralph. Appreciate you very much. Want to do an ESS on my 2020 GT, but only if you tune it. Okay, look. Lund Racing is the Borg. Okay, Lund Racing, Brandon, Dakota, me, Junior, Devin, Nardi, we all, if they tune, it's going to be from the same exact file. I'm not going to be your friend. We're not going to hang out. We're not going to say, bro, you won't even know it's me if I'm tuning it because it says Lund Calibrator on it. So if the caveat of you getting a blower is me tuning it, then maybe Lund Racing's not for you. I love you. But if you want the best tuning around, go to Lund Racing. We are done with that request stuff because it was getting a little bit on the ridiculous side. And I don't want to be there hammering 50 tunes away when Brandon and Dakota got less. And I'm like, that ain't fair. That ain't fair to anybody. And then you guys get mad if you don't get me, if you requested me. That's not how it works. Terminator X, ECU, non-potted, whatever the hell. You got a Terminator X in a 2-valve? Jesus. So how does it start? Does it have the Holly startup feature? Cleared out. I love it. I love it when I see guys step on the gas when it has fuel injection. Holly. Piece of junk. ESS and Lund, you won't regret it. Exactly. I don't care who tunes my ESS car as long as it's Lund. Exactly. Why Puerto Rican Mega Mind angry? Mega Mind. I mean, he was smart at least. Ricky Spanish. Let me see what's going on, Ricky Spanish. Oh, of course, he's got a cartoon. Guy makes fun of me and has an alien from American Dad as his picture. Then he calls me Megamind. I love people that put like anime shit on their stuff, or they reference, Dragon Ball Z stuff, and I'm like, and then they try to make fun of me. I'm like, bro, you put anime shit on your profile, like you're a homo, like you eat them nuts. So please don't try to make fun of a Gen Xer. Stop it. Love the content with the other tuner shops rant. Ryan Stevens from GPI would be a hell of a stream. I don't know who the fuck that is. Everyone keeps asking me about that. I don't know who the fuck that is. I have no idea. I don't fuck with the super stuff. I don't care. Pulled the trigger on a Lundy 85 tune in my Coyote Swap Fox. Thank you very much. Anthony says, we want Alex to tune your stuff. Pay a brother. That's what I'm saying. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, you got to pay like an extra $500 for me to say, hey, man, what's up, man? Hey, name it something funny in the file. Okay. Export file. You're a homo. Yeah, sweet. He said I'm a homo. Oh, fuck him. Any update on GT500? No, sir. No, it's gonna be Fox Body and ZR1 content probably the whole summer. Those solid motor mounts sure cleared out that Holly wiring harness. Holly's real name is Tiffany. Right. Nothing but problems, bro. Nothing but problems. Always the no profile pic. It's always those guys. The guys that talk the most shit are anonymous. Speaking of that, did you see on your favorite forum some anonymous cuck said, Lund makes fun of your problems publicly because their mouthpiece, Alex, bro, they don't ask me to do shit. They don't ask me to do shit. This is all me. I see it. I talk that shit. You think Lund liked me talking shit on SCT back in the day? Hell no. And now I'm saying, bro, let's get SCT back on board. Because we'll take it from all the other tuners. Could you imagine the people that currently have SCTs and they didn't want to buy a new one and they're stuck with juggle nuts and a bunch of other fucking tuners that literally have Lund files and they can't wait for Lund to come back and go, oh my God, finally we're offering SCT tuning with the guys and you can come back into the security blanket that is Lund Racing. Stop it. Jordan Abbott says, just wanted to drop a like and shout out Tyler with DNA High Performance. He got me hooked up with a set of well aluminum starts front runners. No more, only rears. Only rears is a mark of the beast. You should absolutely put front tires and wheels that match the rears. Do not do the tacuache, puro pinche 956 a la verga, cuz dumb shit of putting beadlock rear wheels on an NA car and stock foundries on the front. What's wrong with you? One Slow G70 says, hey, can't wait to be Lund Tune coming from the Genesis to this platform. It's too bad Lund Racing doesn't do installations. I live in Florida and trust no one of the shops down here. Raymond De La Cruz, I understand that. Look, there's a lot of good shops out there. Danny Built, D&G, Finish Line, Evo, Carolina, Speedworks, C&D Auto Tech, but they're up north mostly. Florida, I'm going to be honest with you, bro. I don't know a lot of guys in Florida that I would say, yes, go to them. Like, I don't know. Okay, and we're talking me. Okay, you're talking about a guy who has had cars built. I've messed with, I've attempted to put people on. Remember Tradition? That fucking went to shit, right? That fucking disappeared. Right? I tried to put them on. They didn't come through. I tried to put somebody else on. They did not come through. Imagine you're a shop that specializes in coyote stuff and you have access to a guy that, forget the subscriber count. I have access to everyone that matters ears. Everyone that matters. HP Tuners hears me. SCT hears me. EPA hears me. CJ, everyone hears me. That's anybody in the Mustang Coyote stuff game and old school stuff, UPR and all those other people. And you don't come through for the kid. I'm sorry. If I'm trying to put you on, it's for a reason. Look at Rami. Look at the people that we help out. They thrive and do well if they get on the program. If you're not going to get on my program, then I'm going to move on and do my own shit. So I've had to literally do my own work. You know how much money I could have given to shops? Think about it. Header install on the Corvette, blower stuff 2 times. Clutch eventually is going to have to get done. GT500 motor pull out and install. I didn't want to do that. Did you think I wanted to take 3 or 4 days out of my life to take all that shit down, tear it down? And did you think I want to do that? That was awful. And then I have to put it all back. These people don't. And the Fox, I took it down to Steve at Thunder. He hooked me. I mean, and I paid an honest price there. So I can't give you any guidance as to who to use in Florida. I tried to put people on. It wasn't happening. Javier, thank you very much for the money. Good Florida Mustang shop is Parker Performance. You're near them. Again, what I'm saying is what I've experienced. And I can't recommend anybody in Florida. SVT Snake saw GT500 crash. Was it because of the only rear setup? No, I don't think so. He had drag radials in the back, so that's not a problem. Slicks in the back is a problem, but drag radials in the back, no, it's not a problem. I hate myself for getting beadlocks on an NA 2012. Looks like I got to start saving for boost. Florida Speed and Performance in Vero Beach, they do all the coyotes. Again, never heard of them. When I'm saying Alex, when Alex has experience, because I'm not going to recommend anybody I don't have experience with. Still rolling with SCT because I'm poor. I get it, corn-fed. Payaso Race says, give it to Pookie. He'll pull through for you. Exactly. Look, you want to get a Hellcat swap right now? Pookie is the one to get it. I'm going to be at Pookie. I need me a red-eye. Hey, Pookie, I need a red-eye drivetrain. How much you finna charge me for a red-eye drivetrain with the ZF? Is it ZF? I forget. Whatever the transmission. I need to know how much it's going to cost me. How much you looking to cost me to get me up in them guts so I can get me a Hellcat drivetrain? Oh, the racial undertones. No, I'm just broing out. Power by the hour does not work on cars. What is your preferred gas station brand if you had to pick? Shell or BP? Shell or BP? This motherfucker said perfect circle, prefer Circle K, Shell, or Sunoco. Shell. Shit. Modular Powerhouse back in Alpharetta, Georgia. Tim Barth, dude's a legend. Cool. Never heard of him. Love you. Never heard of him. He's not a bad guy, but I've never heard of him. I don't know. Georgia, I know Danny Built. In Georgia. Admiral Peck says, Alex, if I sent you my Holly tune and data log, fuck no. Don't you dare try to send me Holly stuff. The last thing I want to learn is Holly stuff. I don't want to be that guy walking around the pits with a laptop going, hey, you want to look at my data log real quick? I don't know which plus arrow to hit. No, I don't want nothing to do with that shit. No, thank you. No standalone tuning. If I do standalone tuning, it's for me. If people are like, oh, you're going to tune LSs now? Hell no. Hell no. I don't even want to offer it. There are way better LS tuners out there than me. Tons of them. Go to them. By the way, I got to find this guy. So I remember I beefed with some dude in the LS world back in the day, and he actually gave me a little bit of a shout out, and I thought it was kind of funny. So let me look him up. Cunningham. That's right. Some guy named Cunningham. So I said something about LT Camaros, and he's like, okay, this was pretty funny. CP Tuning. His name, I think, is Cunningham Performance, right? He was like, okay, that was pretty funny. Where a guy with an S197 said, I'm going to race an LT 10-speed Camaro. Who you got? And I'm like, you are going to get so gapped by that Camaro. It's not even funny. Again, guys, I'm not stupid. If he would have asked me ZR1 or my, cold air intake S197, I would have said you would have got it. I'm not so psycho that I'm going to overlook logic out of some kind of tribal loyalty to Ford. I am not stupid. Okay, an LT Camaro rolls out. The 10R80 keeps it in its power band nicely, same as 10R80 Mustang. So when he said that, I was like, the comment on the chat, I said, of course you're going to get gapped. And he was like, okay, I got to give you a shout out. And I'm just like, I remember we had weird beef back in the day because I think he was the one that tuned the Coyote in the Coyote versus LS shootout. And I said very simply, no offense to your abilities, but imagine Alejandro Flores goes with a Coyote versus LS shootout, and I tune both. Don't you think the LS tuners are going to be up in a fucking tizzy when I go, the Coyote beat it by 40 horse? Exactly. Same thing. There's a lot to be desired when it comes to the Coyote tuning, and it has to be a Coyote tuning expert. No offense, but again, glad to see him reaching out and saying, that made me laugh. Again, that beef was like tuner stuff. Like, that shit's over. But hey, hi. He had a twin turbo Coyote at one point. I'm not gonna make fun of the dude. I like the fuel at AZ or R, exactly, Arizona or Oregon or AutoZone or O'Reilly's. Holly Laptop. Joshua Andres retracted his statement, but thank you very much for the money. The LS guy in the YOLO video with all the medals. No, that guy was in North Carolina or something. I don't know why he got off kilter. I don't think he knew what I was doing. I think he thought I was being dead ass serious. Like I was YOLO douchebag back then, a psychopath trying to make it. And you think like, and then, we're gonna talk shit. Okay, that's what I did. I made no money back then. Are there any wheel setups that are like drag pack but without the skinnies in the front? I want lightweight wheels but not skinnies up front. I see weld setups on trucks all the time like this. Then just get a 17x7 weld front. If you got an S71B in the back, get a 17x7 front, not a 17x4.5. There you go. Specialize in vets. Yes, that was Ryan from that show. Gotcha. So Team Trump or DeSantis? Well, Trump destroyed CNN yesterday. Bad. I want DeSantis to be the governor of Florida for 4 more years. So Trump. Remind me of a comment of a guy on Instagram saying he'd rather own a dark horse than a Chevy because of the brand loyalty. So I'm a Ford guy, but I'd rather have a C6 Z06 or a Z01 than a dark horse. Exactly. See, blind loyalty is worse than anything else. I think Ford is doing such a bad job that I am trying to maybe right the ship. And maybe I don't have any influence, right? Maybe I don't have any influence, right? But they went from saying, Ford went from saying approved people will have the keys to the castle to all of a sudden, we might have 24 tuning available. Now, I'm not saying I caused that. No way, ever. But when a person like me, who is a mouthpiece for Ford, meaning product, and starts saying, if this car is not tunable, you will not sell many of them. 20 and under are king daddy still. Maybe somebody said maybe we shouldn't put that extra encryption on here. Maybe maybe HP Tuners worked with their people and they got some special stuff and bada bing, bada boom, we're able to draw it out. I mean, it's possible. Honestly, Trump because DeSantis needs to stay in Florida. Exactly. Accidentally deleted my message, Joshua Andrews. Can we do a crank wheeler with X3? Can't find info on it. Yes, but only from Gen 1. Only Gen 1. X3s can still flash Gen 1s, but the firmware there is no more support. Like, I don't think SCT supports the X3 any longer, aka the dead rat. And the dead rat is also the X4. But if you have an X3, you can do a crank relearn, but again, Gen 1 only. I was curious if you ever plan on getting a boss. Look, I got to get a house first, but the way the market is going, it is so crazy. I am ready. I'm pre-approved for a good chunk of change. A $550,000 house is a shack down here. Palm Beach County. Now, if I go to Spring Hill, Lakeland, fucking Pensacola, I could have a 3-acre but I'm in Pensacola. Ain't shit there. Roosters and a beach. There's nothing in Pensacola. Palm Beach is popping, guys. You see the warehouses that are popping up, food everywhere, bitches, cars. There's money here. So I want to stay where the money is. I would hate to move out to some remote ass area, have a badass spread, and then the moment I leave my little complex or compound, there's roosters on the fucking street. There's fucking Family Dollar, Dollar General. We hear shit like this all the time. Like, no, thank you. I'm good. No, fuck that. You don't hear any of that shit here. Dio, what's your recommendation on a catch can setup for a Gen 2 with a Gen 5 Whipple swap car? You can do motion racework stuff and make your own stuff, or you can go, Aldo Welds has some nifty catch can setups, or UPR. So support the local guy, like the people that specialize in Mustang. Hit up UPR. I got a Whipple. What do you got? Go to Aldo. Go to Fat House. They have stuff. Hit that like button. Lots of people thinking too hard about hitting that like button. Yeah, look, I love you guys. We got 372 people watching right now. 160 likes. I really hate to remind you, that's the only way this thing grows. You want me to buy a Boss 302? You want me to, get into a S197 again, which I probably should get. I should get into a Boss 302 and kill two birds with one stone and make that the S197 program. Thoughts on the SVT Lightnings and Harley Davidson F-150s? They're puro tacuache shit. They're garbage. They're stupid. They're heavy. They're dumb. I hate them, and I hate the people that own them. They suck. Thank you. Move out of Palm Beach, son. Fuck no. Are you psycho? Have you seen what's out there? Have you been to Orlando? Have you been to Tampa? Now, if you want to go to the West Coast and it's super nice, Sarasota and all those, but I'm not going to, it's just as expensive. Palm Beach County is popping. One, white people everywhere. Love it. Right? You go to Broward or Dade, you got to know Spanish. No, thank you. And when those guys come from Venezuela and cross the border, they're not going to go to Palm Beach County. Palm Beach County is going to go, get the fuck out of here. Go down to Dade and Broward and Hialeah. Get the fuck out of here. Does anyone ever recognize you in public besides that guy at Starbucks? If they do, they don't say anything. You would have a Metro PCS and Church's Chicken at the end of your driveway. Right. Look, Roy Jones Jr. lives in Pensacola. Everyone in Pensacola talks like Roy Jones Jr. Just look up Roy Jones Jr. I'm good. What's good, Bicho? The acreage is not bad. No, the acreage is great, Nestor Barrios. The acreage is wonderful. The acreage is great. But I'm saying Palm Beach, it's in Palm Beach County. But you got to understand, Nestor, number one, wait till it rains. Wait till it rains in the acreage. It floods. Number two, most great houses are on dirt roads. I don't want to go on a dirt road and have to wash the car. I have a black Escalade. I have a nice ZR1, I think. I have a nice GT500. You think I'm going to drive that car in and out and have the wheels be all white and the wheel wells be all white because of the sand? Nah, fuck that. I got a $3 Family Dollars and $3 Generals within 5-mile radius. 2013 Boss. I'd sell my 14 GT to build the Boss 302. If you ran S197, how would you build it? I've only said this about a bazillion times, so I'm not going to go into it. Had a guy in an SVT Lightning feel special the other day. I was driving the Hellcat and he kept showing out, so had to humble him, leaving tire marks the whole way. Lightnings are shit. Lightnings are badass in their day. But guys, that doesn't matter anymore. See, Lightnings did not stay with the times like Fox bodies did. Fox bodies like stand the test of time. They were fast in the 80s, fast in the 90s, fast in the 2000s, 10s, 20s, and currently there are still insanely fast Fox bodies out there. Lightnings? Unless you have an 8-liter Kenny Bell like Johnny Lightning with zoomies, your shit ain't nothing. I run a UPR catch cam, but what's the deal with people just venting the atmosphere? Reasons to do one but not the other. I don't know. I don't know why people vent one to atmosphere and not the other, or not both. I vented both to atmosphere, but through a catch can. You know what I mean? The catch can had an open breathing element and it was by the light. So 2 hoses going into one big can, heyo, and it would vent to atmosphere. I'll go back to Houston. Are you fucking nuts? Houston? You psycho? There's nothing in Houston that I want. Nothing. Would you ever go to Palm Beach Cars and Coffee? It happens when I'm doing the show. I would go to make fun of people and stuff, but then people feel some type of way, and I don't want to fuck with them. I hate people. No offense. If somebody wanted to teach themselves how to wrench on cars, what platform would you recommend? The Fox Body. The Fox Body, bro. You learn so much on the Fox Body. You learn that changing a thermostat can be an all-day affair if you don't have the right tools. Oh, my thermostat. Okay, let me just change it real quick. Oh, no. No, motherfucker, you're going to be there a while. Water pump? Similar. Now, a lot of ASE certified techs are out there like, what are you talking about? It's easy. Yeah, when you've done it 15 times. But the first time you do it and you break a bolt in the bitch, yeah, it's a problem. So a Fox Body is a great car to learn on, and it'll make you appreciate the S550 and the S197. Bitches are easy as fuck to work on. S197s and S550s are cake. I, dumbass Alex, can do headers in an S550 in an ultimate header in about 5 hours on the ground. I got it down to a science. Alex needs to be in an area where he can order Dunkin' in English. Exactly. And that's usually the acreage. That's usually Royal Palm. That's usually Loxahatchee. Roy Jones is in his prime, is the greatest of all time. Absolutely. Nobody touched Roy Jones in his prime, period. I'm saying right before Tarver, before he went to heavyweight, when he broke Virgil Hill's ribs, and when he Louis Duvalier or whatever, and then he Montel Griffin rematch, bro. Oh, and the Vinny Pazienza fight. 168 Roy Jones is the GOAT. 168 super middleweight Roy Jones. Unbeatable. Do yourself a favor. Watch the Vinny Pazienza versus Roy Jones fight. It looks grainy as shit. It looks like the Zapruder film, but it is great. Before I come across your videos, I bought a 21 GT 10R80. What supercharger do you recommend that's reliable? Can daily? I don't plan on big power, just fun. I'll definitely be Lund tuned. ESS has gotten my vote. Every single ESS tuned car we do, Ben Callender got an ESS. He's like, this thing flies. And he has a Mach 1. So Ben Callender kind of like gave me that verifying, like, hey, man, here you go. And he's like, this thing flies, bro. So an ESS is the way to go, Gerardo. ESS G3, 120 millimeter pulley, pump gas, 52-pound injectors, 650 horse, pump gas, drive it anywhere, and be a 1070, 1060 car in the quarter mile. And 60 to 130 in the high fives, low sixes. Probably can beat my 01. There's no Family Dollar General in the Woodlands. One Popeyes, that's a good place. But it's still Houston. You still got to go into Houston to do anything, really, right? Do a live Cars and Coffee. They don't have enough bandwidth. I'd have to get Starlink and do a Cars and Coffee. I could probably do that. Shit, I got to look into that. I got to see how much Starlink is. And I can go to the Cars and Coffee with a Starlink and live stream from like the roof of something. I don't know. It'd be interesting to do. They'll probably charge me, though, knowing Cars and Coffee. I'm doing a Gen 2 and MTD2 swap in my 3-valve buy. And Coyotes don't have old school intake gaskets, exactly. Gas crisis, 80s Mustang or base 3-valve 80s Mustang all day. Guys, I will never, ever in history shout out, recommend, or steer you down the wrong path of recommending a 2-valve or a 3-valve. We are grown-ass men. If you make $35,000 to $42,000 a year, you can afford a used Coyote. Okay, if you can afford a $500 payment and $5,000 down, then you can afford a used Coyote. If you can't, get your money up. That's 17 or 18. That's $23 an hour. Like $22 to $23 an hour is enough to have a $1,100 mortgage and a car payment. Because I did. Julian Hawk, yes, okay. Late to the party, dropping a like. 7904 platform. Factory push out 302 cam swap will make a newbie days throw an effing tantrum. Hey, Arthur Randall, is this cornbread? It is cornbread. Cornbread. Arthur Randall is one of those guys that I would love to interview because his carburetor knowledge is God level. Arthur Randall's carburetor and engine knowledge is God level. He was the one that asked me, hey, Alex, I got to talk to you real quick. So I'm finna put a nitrous shot on my Coyote, and this thing's trimming out fuel. Do you think I can adjust the jetting so that the fuel trims come back to within spec? And I said, yes, abso-freaking-lutely. Your fuel trims are fat? Take a fuel jet out or add a nitrous jet and vice versa if they're lean. And he was like, thanks, man. And then he asked another tuner and the tuner was like, no, you don't want to do that. I'm like, why not? Why the hell not? Why wouldn't you do that? Oh my God. Arthur Randall, aka Cornbread, is one of those guys that I respect. I look up to. His knowledge is God level with carburetor stuff. I like him very much. Nice to see you here, brother. At ESS to sponsor, you talk about them, has made up my mind about, hey, Austin, just say that. If you buy an ESS kit from ESS, say, Alex. I'm here because of Alex. And we'll see if that actually helps out. They are a sponsor of my channel, but not the show specifically. Because each person here, Ultimate, 2 Auto, and all the other guys, they either provided money, a monthly nut to have a sponsor slot, or they provide parts for the sponsor slot. ESS did provide a blower, but I think ESS did a very smart thing. I think they said, let's give him a blower. He works for Lund, and he's gonna show that it makes good power. And I hope I did right by them. Yes, I sold the car, but it had to go. Roy Jones was the first person to win a round without having the opponent punch and being scored, and Vinny Paz was a damn good fighter himself. Absolutely. He literally won a round, and Vinny never threw a punch. Now I'm on 302 number 2 with a $88,000, $120,000 salary. Hey, good for you. You need to refresh the stream. 230 likes. Yeah, it's 230 likes. I see it. But you need to refresh the stream because I said that a while ago. 2 valves are easy to work on, but that's about it. Not fast or anything. Exactly. At the end of the day, I wouldn't steer you to something that is so bad. People are going to say, well, Alex, Fox bodies are 200 horse tops. I go, yeah, but you are a short belt, a filter, pulleys, and a throttle body away from 12s. Tell me how much it takes for a 2-valve to go 12s. Go ahead. Go ahead, genius. Go ahead. Tell me how much it takes for a 260 horsepower car that weighs 33 or 3,400 pounds to go 12s. It takes like way too much. Pulleys, a short belt, a filter, and a throttle body. Less than $1,000. And this thing will be a 12-second car. Deep 12s if it's cold out. Dealership offered me 125% value on my 18 GT and I bought last year. Kind of debating it. 4 level 1 sitting in my garage and ESS is on the way. I get it. What's up? Hey, the guy who bought my white car, I think sold it for $40-something thousand. So he did well. Arthur, what's up, man? He says, thanks, buddy. Glad to see you're still out there giving good, useful info to the young folks. I try. There's not a lot of channels out there that get 400 people on a Thursday to talk Mustang shit, but there's something about me that they like. And whatever it is, I just try to keep it rolling and not try to be stale with the information. And I give stuff away all the time, Arthur Randall, a.k.a. Cornbread. So Sunday we'll give away shirts. Tuesday, we're probably going to give away the ZT2 package or an N-Gauge, depending if I get the N-Gauge in on time. But I'm really thinking of keeping that. I do have ESS pulleys, and I have a couple other things I want to give away, but I think I want to keep the N-Gauges because I'm an N-Gauge hoarder. ESS still doesn't make a Gen 1 kit. I think they're working on it. Ask Valley 10 Speed. Hola, Tio Alex says, joining in late. Travis Anthony says, it takes turvy determination. Have you ever had guys with bad nitrous fills where the tune pulls fuel at what? Yes. Yeah, so typically what happens second shift racing is this. If what I do is when I send a nitrous tune, I go, give me a watt hit. Give me a watt hit. Watt hit is perfect. Fuel trims are within 2%. Bye. Okay, give me a hit on nitrous and watt at 3,000, nitrous on at 3,800, nitrous off at 7,000, and the pull at 7,500. So in the data log, I see the fuel trims should go lean. They should go lean. Then they should be within 5%. And then they should be a little fatter by the last 500 RPMs. If they go full fat, I go, is your nitrous even coming on? And we can diagnose it that way. I feel you on the white dust, Alex, but when I was house shopping, there was a few homes on paved roads. Keep an eye out, Papo. I love it so far. No flooding yet. I'll see when we get the first hurricane. I hope not. I hope you don't flood, brother. I hope you have a good experience out there in the acreage. It's beautiful out there. It's beautiful. I'd love to get myself a 3-2, 1 acre, 2-car garage with a bunch of land so I could build a bigger garage sometime down in the future. There are some houses that already have a big, massive garage in the back, but those go like that. Those are gone fast. Alex, no tiene pelo. You mean pelo? He said pello with 2 L's. You said it wrong. Also, for the haters, London's daddy. This is Jamie Easton. Evan S50 said, let me get the ESS pulley for when they pulley down to go 85. That's probably going to go to Ben Calamer. He's probably going to be like, give me that, because he's going to want to make like 900 in that Mach 1. Bernard is the best middleweight of all time. No. Hagler is. Marvelous Marvin Hagler is the best middleweight of all time. Has the N2MB watt box ever given you a P2127, P2138 code? No, they usually give a misfire code, like a coil situation, because that's what it's in charge of. I've never heard of a P2127. Let's look up a P2127 code. It is throttle pedal position circuit low. It sounds like you need to plug in your harness, bro. Or you got a pedal commander. Oh, I installed the pedal commander on my car, and I get this weird code. Your foot is the pedal commander. Some guy was saying he made 680 on an ESS at 8 PSI on a Gen 2. Is that possible? Fuck no. Not unless it's the GT350. I'm going to go 3.5. Listen to Admiral Peck. I'm going 13.5 in terrible DA with a cammed forged 2-valve on a hard tire. Wow. Wow. Could you imagine that is like decent for a 2-valve? Oh my God. Lewis, I'm not going to give you any tuning knowledge. That is 100% dependent on how the tune is made. It's not a switch. We don't switch tune, okay? So the anti-shuffle switch doesn't like cure a bunch of stuff. Hey, Alex, I'm 17 with a $10,000 to $15,000 budget. What would be a good recommendation for a Coyote build? Coyote build? You're 17. Put that shit in the bank. Don't build a car. Don't build a car. Keep that shit in the bank. Go to work. By the time you're 32 or 33 years old, then you start thinking about building a car. 17? Stop building cars in your teenage years. You are setting yourself up for failure. Stop it. One of the biggest regrets I have in my life was getting into cars in my early 20s. It is a money sucker. I could have had a badass pad if I just shut my mouth, went to work, and busted my ass all the way till I'm 30-something. And I didn't really come into any money till I was 40. Do not build a Coyote at 17. I love you. Jesus Christ, what's wrong with kids nowadays? Hey, Valley 10 speed, $50, bro, you're crazy. But hey, I hope you charge the customer a good chunk of change for getting his car squared away. What about a garage/loft situation? Can't do that in Florida. Have not come across any garage loft situations in Palm Beach County. Jesus Christ, Admiral Peck, you gutted a 2-valve and it went 13.5? Bro, I don't know. I'm sorry. Alex, you've got enough of a personality. There's houses out there with folks on the way out, just afraid to list it, knock on doors, or find a realtor that does. If I knocked on a door in Florida, they'd shoot me in the face. No, thank you. To be fair, Admiral Peck is talking about a taxi. Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry. He is talking about a Crown Vic. I apologize. Jesus, I thought he was talking about like a 2-valve Mustang. What's wrong with you? I have spray. Oh my God, stop. Admiral, stop. Didn't he admit he was like autistic or something? Agreed, invest that money. Exactly. Do not get into cars. Do not get into cars in your teens. Literally stack your money until you're 30, then maybe build a car once your finances are legit. When I bought the wall box, I had an option for plug and play harness, so I didn't have to solder. Maybe the harness was bad. He's right. I'm 33. I learned the hard way. Just started to make it in my 30s. I'm in my 30s, finally getting into full swing. We have all different paths, keep grinding. Buy land and a house. Abdullah Al-Abbasi. Just laugh, that's all. And a couple of more guys and we'll get out of here. Nick, I have a problem. I want semi-decent fast cars, so it's so hard. I just want to roll race, coyote, and blower. No, Nick, stack your money. Go to school. Stay off drugs. Don't get a girl pregnant. That's the best advice a man can give you. Don't get a girl pregnant. Don't get an STD. And if you can do that by the time you're 30, then build a car. My God. What's wrong with people? Oh my God, Valley, stop. Bro, my Xbox Series X is slower by 20 seconds on a wired network compared to my phone on Wi-Fi. Spray that spray in your face. Maybe you'll get out of a spectrum. Oh, JD Swag with the Indian burn. All right, guys, I'm going to get out of here. I'll be back on the dating channel in about 10 minutes. I'm going to change shirts. I'm going to do a call-in show. I might do a call-in show here, but we won't have all the sponsored logos because I have to use StreamYard for that. So in 10 minutes, we're going to be on the dating channel. We're going to go ahead and do a call-in show, talk a little bit, get your questions. If you guys want to add to the program, come on through. I'll give you a link and we can talk in video chat about your questions, comments, and concerns on the other channel. I might do that on this channel here, but for now, I'm going to get out of here. I'll be back on Sunday. We'll give away 2 shirts, YDBT shirts. I have large and extra larges, and then we'll be back on Tuesday giving away products. It'll be a good time. All right, guys, I'm out of here. I'll see you guys on TDC or on Sunday, 9:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Have a good rest of your week. See you guys either in 10 minutes or on Sunday. Bye.